Si j'avais su, tout aurait été plus facile. So in this video, I'm going to share what I would do differently to learn French in 7 steps. Number 5 especially is something that a lot of people don't know. So I started learning French in school and I was terrified of looking like a fool, so I rarely spoke. But when I restarted learning French, this time on my own, I didn't really care about making mistakes. My French was improving faster, and simply being exposed to the French language a lot more meant that I was able to build this gut feeling as well for what sounded right and what was wrong. And another thing, if I were restarting, is that I would try not to compare myself to others. We're all on our own journey, we all face unique challenges. Initially, when I restarted, this classroom environment had been all I'd known, so I took up classes at the Alliance Française. But at the end of one of my classes, one of the teachers played for us an Easy French YouTube video. Easy French put English and French subtitles on all of their videos. This was a turning point for me because I could finally connect the written words to the spoken words. And when I didn't understand what was being said, I could just read the English subtitles. And from there, I just started binge watching French YouTube videos. Some other channels that I watched were French Mornings with Elisa and also Français avec Nelly, Learn French with Elizabeth, to name just a few. I've done a separate video about the different French YouTube channels that I recommend for learners. Another channel that I would integrate in there as well would be Dreaming French, because they make a lot of complete beginner and also beginner vlogs. Finally, I was able to hear the real French language whilst enjoying learning at the same time, because it was a lot more fun than doing exercises in a textbook. Within just a couple of months, my listening comprehension had skyrocketed. So if I could relearn French, I would start watching videos very early on. Now, another mistake that I made when I restarted learning initially was that I downloaded Duolingo. Now, the owl kept telling me that if I wanted to maintain my streak, then I had to keep doing lessons every single day. So I became obsessed and addicted to protecting my streak. But a lot of the time, I would only just do a really quick 1-minute lesson just so I could increase my streak. And then I'd close the app and I'd tell myself, okay, that's it. I've done French learning for the day. I'm progressing, but it wasn't really teaching me much at all. I remember some Sundays, I realized that I was dropping down on the leaderboard, so I'd be at my parents' house. Instead, I'd be rushing to go on my phone and play all these games to increase my XP points. Finally, at some point, I realized that this app had actually turned French into a game that I was just addicted to winning. Eventually, I quit. If I were learning French again today, I probably would download Duolingo, but I'd only use it for 2 to 4 weeks maximum, just to ease myself into the language, give me a feel for the different sounds, and make the beginning feel a little bit fun and not too overwhelming. But after that, I delete the app and not care about my streak. So instead of Duolingo, the app that I really wish that I had been aware of much earlier in my French learning journey was Link, or similar alternatives are Readlang or Lute or Rosetta Stone. But basically, the main feature that I'd be looking out for is short stories in French made for beginners. Duolingo does not give you this. It gives you random, out of context sentences that don't really add up to anything. But reading an actual legitimate story entirely in French, that's something real. And the reason I really like using the Link app is because you can track all your vocabulary. You can tap on the words that you don't know, you can save the words that you do know, you can do flashcards, and you can also listen to these short stories at the same time, again connecting what you hear with what you read. And once my level was intermediate, I started reading other books on the app too, like Le Linguiste, Le Petit Prince, L'Étranger, and I also imported a French translation of an ebook that I really enjoyed in English. So looking back, I really wish I had started reading content that I was interested in a lot sooner. Now, you might be wondering what I would do about learning grammar in French, but grammar does help you to fill in any missing gaps that you have. For example, when you're consuming content and there's something you don't understand, or you're trying to speak for yourself and you're not exactly sure how to say something correctly. So for learning grammar again, I would do a couple of things. The first thing is that when coming across a sentence that I don't understand, for example, when watching a YouTube video or reading a short story, I would copy and paste that whole sentence into ChatGPT and ask for a grammar breakdown. It's able to tell you exactly what's going on, just enough so that you have the understanding, and then you can keep on going with the video. You don't have to do grammar drills. Just through seeing that grammar structure repeatedly in content over time, you'll be able to internalize it naturally. But that there is more of an ad hoc scenario. I still very much find it helpful having some sort of structure when learning any language, because it helps me feel like I'm progressing, and it also gives me something to focus on. And for some structure, I would go back and select one primary resource that would be my go-to guide for progressing in the language. And for French, I think I would lean very strongly towards the free app called Language Transfer, which is a series of audio lessons that teach you French by looking at the language structures and patterns that can actually be transferred from English to French. I've been doing this for Spanish, and I found that it's helped me to absorb a lot of the Spanish patterns just naturally. But another very strong option would be to get a French textbook, for example, one like Grammaire progressive du français, a very highly rated French textbook. The next thing that I would do if I could start over would have helped me a lot with memorizing the gender of French nouns. And I learned this trick from the book Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner, which I've done a whole video about, by the way. French do have a lot of patterns where, for example, nouns that end in tion are feminine, but there's usually exceptions to all of these rules. And the trick is to assign a verb to feminine nouns and assign a verb to masculine nouns. So for example, my masculine noun is exploding, and for my feminine verb, it is sparkling. Now, when learning a new noun and its gender, you basically have to take that noun and picture it in your mind doing that verb. So for example, le village, it is masculine. I would picture a village exploding and under attack. And that imagery is going to tie in my head that this word is a masculine word. And I so wish that I had been doing this from the start. Even today, I do make some mistakes with gender of some pretty basic nouns. And the next thing that I'm going to share would have even helped me to remember new vocabulary and remember those words as well. I used to hate flashcards with a passion, but now I really like them, and it's again another great trick that I learned from Fluent Forever. You see, flashcards are really effective for vocabulary retention because they use the scientifically proven method called spaced repetition, which basically means that a software will show you a piece of information at gradually increasing intervals, testing if you can still remember it. And this really helps to strengthen memory. And if you do forget it, then it goes back to the start, or it shows you something more frequently. But the problem that I was doing, and that I see most people doing with this, is that I was using my time to translate French words into English and then copying and pasting these translations into the software Anki. But when I would be reviewing these flashcards, I found them extremely boring and I could never stick at it for very long. So if I were to start over, I would have created Anki flashcards using pictures instead of English translations. You basically take your French word and either you go to your photo albums or to Google Images and you find an image that represents the meaning of that word for you. And this is actually far more effective than just translating it into English, since you take the time to select the image that you want. That then becomes a personal connection, which strengthens the word. Plus, it makes it really fun because I no longer just stare at boring words on the screen when I'm doing my reviews. Instead, it's these pictures. The next thing that I would do to relearn French would be to practice my speaking skills with a native speaker. So I found a tutor on the platform called italki, and my tutor would give me corrections, and speaking out loud just helped me to identify where my weaknesses and where my gaps in French still were. This led me to then be able to work on these weaknesses and these gaps through taking online Lingoda lessons, which dramatically improved my speaking confidence, since Lingoda offer live 24/7 classes classes across a variety of different topics. They're really small classes and you get loads of speaking practice there as well. Plus, a lot of the topics are to do with grammar or reading, and so I was able to specifically target those gaps that I had. If you're interested in learning more, I suggest clicking here to watch my Lingoda review next. Or if you want to learn about another thing that I would do to relearn French, then check out this really helpful method here, which improves your speaking fluency on your own, and it only takes 15 minutes a day.